Good evening, everyone, and welcome to round 10 of the second season here in the House of Racing League. My name is Shoka, and joining me here tonight is Django Boy.
Good evening.
So, we are here at the Autódromo Hermanos Rodríguez circuit with its long straights and unforgiving corners. It has earned a reputation as a true driver's circuit. From the notorious Peraltada curve to the thrilling SS section, it demands precision, daring overtakes, and nerves of steel. With high altitude and adding an extra layer of complexity, teams and drivers must master the delicate balance between aerodynamics and engine performance to conquer this Mexican motorsport masterpiece. So qual is on the way, and immediately after the pits we got Logan, K1 and Edu, the Haas.
I think it should be a good one. We've got a wet quali to start things off, so it's going to be interesting to see if the drivers choose to go for two different setups, which they're allowed to do. Park permit is off in the league, so I know there has been talk in the chat that some people are just going to go straight for a dry setup. So if they do choose to do that, well, you'd think they'd be starting the qualifying near the back. So we'll see if that comes to fruition.
An interesting mix of strategies should make it a good one. This Mexican circuit is known. It's known for its thrilling action. I'm looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be interesting in the race because, and from experience driving here, if you go for low wings, you can have a good race. But then through sector 2 specifically, you can get caught by the guys behind. So it's the risk you take. Do you go for the wings or do you go for the overall pace? It's a hard gamble to take.
Starting his first lap, the Haas, Edu, is going onboard. One of the longest straights down into turn 1. Oh, got a Merc behind. He went out of the way.
Obviously, both main Ferrari guys aren't here this weekend, so there is a chance for different people to be on the podium. You'd expect the likes of K1, Kookaburra, Chesney 995, even Borg to be at the front, and then it's whether the reserve McClenny. He had a decent outing last time out, so if his internet holds up, can he be on the podium? Time will tell.
And can we expect a Slippy masterclass? I'm looking forward to his performance after many ups and downs this season. But yeah, I think we can have a good one. So the Haas has invalidated his lap. I've got Mick Lanny. He's a fast driver, the F1 division. I'm looking forward to see what he can do. Can he win the race tonight?
Who was that, sorry?
Can he win the race tonight?
I think it might be a mixed bag across. Even someone like Slippy, he earned that full-time seat after starting as a reserve, putting some good showings, but I think he hasn't turned up for the last 2 weeks, so he's back on the grid tonight. He might do a good job. Dom has the pace. Oh, Nepatar goes top on first across the line. It'd be interesting to see if the car's gone behind. Oh, Johno can't beat the time, so that's a taster lap, I assume, from him.
And through the final corner, McClenny, the Ferrari, where can he put it? To the line now, and that's P3. So we've got K1 up in P1. 2 times behind is Chesney the McLaren, and McLaren in P3.
K1 first in the 26s as well. I know from what he's been saying, he is quite confident around Mexico, so maybe he has the chance with the absent drivers to be fine at the front. I think he has the pace. It's whether he can get the consistency to hold that position for the whole race.
Good luck from Neptune putting him in front of Johno. That was an interesting one. Johno, obviously, I think he's in the title battle, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Kookaburra's in the wall. So that's part of his front wing.
I don't think. Oh yeah, he has some front wing damage. Might be yellow or orange, but I think he won't be able to go through sector 2 with that wing.
Yeah, his whole right side of the wing's gone, so it's straight to the pits for him. Obviously, no change in conditions as well, so this is it now for the whole of qualifying. So drivers, if they're out on track, this is the best they might get. There's no point waiting in the pits for it to dry out because it won't dry out. It will be inters for the whole of qualifying.
Arm Dom is on lap right now, pushing the final section. Oh, and the Merc up to P1.
Well, he showed good pace last week as well, out of nowhere in a way. He nearly got pole. He nearly had his first pole, but McLean obviously beat into it right on the line. So he might be a contender for the front again. I think it could be an interesting race. I think it might be a case of just who survives, because there's a couple of factors in the race. It's bad for track limits. So if you can keep your pens low, I think you stand a good chance at the front. But especially turn one, I think turn one is going to be very interesting. Who sends it? Is there a collision? I think it's very likely that we'll see some kind of collision at turn one.
It gives me flashbacks to that Bottas spin because of Daniel Ricciardo around 3 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah. And an interesting, really good lap from Amdom. Puts him up to P2, around 2 tenths behind the Merc. Really good lap.
Oh, and the other Aston as well, back up to 5th. So at the moment they're looking the best constructors team. Unlucky for them, I don't think they'll really be in the fight for the actual title come the end of the season. But
Yeah.
there's four teams in the run for the constructors. So big points on the line here for this race. So both Ferraris obviously aren't racing. McLenny's carrying the torch for Ferrari. So I think realistically, in terms of full teams, well, Alpine are even down the driver. So this could be big for Red Bull if they can hook it up. Both drivers obviously haven't set a lap so far, but I think Luke's has just come around now, and he goes second. Oh, okay. So Red Bull, if they get everything right, Red Bull could be the team that leaves Mexico top of the constructors.
I don't think a 1-2 is a hot prediction. Might be doable.
I think it could be doable based on the pace that I think we know the drivers have in that team, specifically around Mexico. I think they have a chance. They have a chance at least to be both cars in the top 5 that way at the top. So.
But one thing I'd like to mention is that this Red Bull on the screen has really common mistakes. So I'm looking forward to see his performance tonight.
Yeah, I think just in general in this division, the main thing is about consistency. I think you can have the pace, but if you're not there for the whole race and you spin and you make a mistake, then that's the point that you're going to lose the championship effectively. I mean, Jono's got the pace, and we'd love to see him be at the front for more of the races, because we know he has the potential to at least be podium for most races.
Starting his second flying lap, if I'm not mistaken, Chesney and McLaren. Let's see where he can put it. He's known to be a fast driver. Had some intense battle in the last few races. He's got really good pace.
Kookaburra still not on the lap at all, still in the pit, so when will we see him again? Because he's the only driver without a time on the board.
He's still not out of the pits, yeah. Still in the pits. So Chesney is slower.
And K1 is just starting his lap as well. In fact, I did it on the last one, so I think he's had a long one just to save the ERS back up and go again.
Can Chesney improve his second sector? Let's see, approaching. Ooh, half a tenth faster, and he has a purple sector. Can he take provisional pole with 8 minutes to go?
K1 is also 2 tenths up in sector 1. So if he keeps that up, that'll at least move him up past Dom. It'd be interesting to see what else he can do in the rest of the lap.
And to the line now, that's P3. Around 3.5 tenths off. And going back to K1. Oh, okay, so he's 2 tenths up on his second sector.
Yeah.
Pushing the final section of the track. Got a yellow flag.
I think it's just cars past, yeah.
Yeah, that is a Red Bull. And he is nearly 6 tenths up in the second sector. Wow, impressive second sector.
Keep it clean.
Oh,
he's gone a bit deep there into the corner. Can he keep this going? He's got the time. He just needs to tie these last 2 corners up.
Through the final corner to the line. Oh, that's P4.
He's got fourth. He's still moved up, so he's still at least got one more run in there. Obviously, the Inters have less degs, so they can get more runs on the tie. They don't just do one or two runs, so
Yeah.
he has the time to come back round and go again. It just depends on his fuel load. So I assume he'll be back in at the end of this lap. Who else is on the time? Dom is just starting his as well, coming around turn one now. Again, another driver would expect to be at the top, so it'd be interesting to see
Yep.
what he can do in sector one. Times are gained, only down in sixth. Oh, it's level pretty much, so we'll see when he comes down to sector two. Nice and tidy into second. Dom had a good race here last season actually, around Mexico, winning the race, so I think he'll be trying to emulate that again this season and do the double.
So he's close to finishing the second sector right now. Oh, a bit of a slide. And he is...
Half a second.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Same as K1, so
Yeah.
K1 didn't hit his apexes in sector 3 and that cost him, but can Dom do the same?
Oh, Kookaburra.
Kookaburra's out. Oh,
Oh, interesting.
and Dom
Up to
goes second
P2.
as well with that time.
Oh, that's going to be critical.
It looks like Kookaburra's lost it the same point he did. Oh no, he didn't. He lost it just at the end of sector 2.
Oh, no.
So he must have been a bit happy on the throttle and just spun the car around. So obviously it's a slightly smaller grid, so it's 15th rather than potentially 19th or 20th, which is a slight relief, but it's still, you know, it's not where he'd want to be. You'd expect him to at least have been in the top 5 of the grid.
I think Lux is starting a lap right now. Yep.
Yeah, Zilipi ahead of him as well. It's just starting the time. Oh, actually, no, I don't think he is. He's saving his ERS, yeah.
Pushing the first corner. Oh, and Alfa Romeo off the track, leaving him space. Taking as much curb as possible without invalidating. And with a purple sector 1.
Oh.
Bit off the track.
Johno as well. Johno's just come out the last corner. He's up on his time, down in 6th at the moment, so he's looking to move up, does he? He goes
to
up to
P4
4th as well.
Yep.
Go back to Luke's. What can Luke's do?
Approaching the end of sector 2. Really pushing that car. Nearly half a tenth up. I don't know how I don't know where he's gonna go, but I doubt he's gonna get provisional pole. Oh, he's invalidated it. He's invalidated it. I think that's time to box and go for another run.
Yeah. Oh, I just went to have a look at see what Borg was doing, and he's currently off the track, so he's pushing too much. But I think it's a surprise package in a way. He seems to have put some extra work in the last couple of races. He's really kind of come on. I don't think people really expected him to be in the fighting for pole last week, and looks like he's at least the contender for the front, at least here. So only person in the 25s. Will it stay that way?
Zippy's just started his lap and really draining that ERS down to 60% already, and bit of a slip. I think he can easily get top 5 maybe, or top 6. Oh, he's down. He's 2.5 tenths down. Not good. And so drivers have most of them box and starting to come out for their final runs in this short qualifying session.
Oh, Slippy nearly lost the car. I think this lap might be a write-off. It'd be interesting to see what his sectors 2 is saying. Half.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'm expecting him just to come back in now and get a fresh set of inters on and go again. And Borger's retired. I think he's just done that in the pits. I think he's confident. I think he's confident that he's got pole.
Interesting tactics. And so we've got drivers approaching the end of their out laps.
It's a bold call from him because there's another lap on the board that Dom and Luke's can get in. So I don't know if I would have done that. I think I would have at least wanted to be on track and have one last lap of it.
I think John is on a lap too. Is he? I think he is.
Yeah, he's
out to the final corner.
So I think so.
I think it was a slow one. Yeah. I think that's it for John.
Yeah, he hasn't got time. He can do one more if he comes round, maybe.
I think Lux is starting a new lap, but I'm not sure. Yeah. No, he's invalidated. Is that Chesney is up in sector 1, 10th and a half. Sector 2 is going to be really critical, and sector 3.
I think John will be going for another lap. He's been cutting corners, so I think he's trying to get back round to do one more. We'll keep an eye on him right at the end.
Oh, and Chesney's invalidated. Napital, nearly half a second up. Oh, okay. So it's just glitched on me, sure. Can K1? I think K1 can make the line for another lap, but his ERS must be an issue.
75. I think he should be fine. I think the straight drains a lot of your ERS around half, so it's whether he has enough ERS to finish the lap. John will come around, just going to make the line as well. Ozza behind him, just making it as well. And Luke's doesn't make it. Luke's misses the line by a second.
Oh.
So he stays third maximum.
It's a good result, but I don't think that's Red Bull's standards. I think they were expecting them more.
Nice, yeah, I think he probably would have won it more, but yeah, I think we'll see what the likes of Johno and Chesney do behind him.
Purple first sector for K1.
2 tenths up as well, okay.
He has gotten pole once or twice before. Can he do it a third time?
Needs to keep this clean, because we know he lost so much time in sector 3, so if he keeps this clean, he could have a big chunk of time coming out of his lap time. Don't invalidate it. Oh, it's a bit squirrely.
Oh,
he's invalidated it.
Oh man, he was up.
He's done a purple sector 2.
Now to the final corner, to the line. It's not enough.
Oh,
P4.
He gets forward again. And Jono's in the pit, so I think Luke's has somewhat been saved then.
And also Swallows to the line, stays in P11, and that is it for qualifying.
Ball confident, he came into the pits early, and I think it was proven right through hindsight that he was the man for pole, so he finally gets his pole in S2.
Congratulations to the Merc team. Let's see if we can translate that into a win. So his teammate is in P6, so if we go through the order real quick, we got Borg on pole, Amdom in P2, Lux, the Red Bull, in P3, McLaren, Chesney, P4, Jono in P5, Neptune in P6, Skullboy in P7, K1 in P8, McLaren in P9, Zlippy in P10, also Souls in P11, Edu, the Haas in P12, and Logan in P13, and the other Italian driver Conceptual in P14. And rounding up for this qualifying is Kookaburra, who's leading the championship but starting last.
That could provide for an interesting race. Obviously, dry in the race for the whole thing, so he's got a mammoth of a task to try and come back through. And
the question is, can he produce a Max Verstappen-like comeback? Looking for his second title. Only time will tell.
Obviously, Jono is closest in the title, and Jono he's right at the front. So, how close would Jono be by the time Kookaburra gets up to the front? If he gets up to the front, so by the time he gets up to the top 5, is the gap too big? We'll have to see.
Yep. So go around 20 seconds left, and no formation lap. Just for a reminder, no formation lap. We're going straight into the race. Drivers picking their strategies. It'll be interesting to see what they start on. I think the medium is suitable tire, maybe.
What would you do if you're Kookaburra? Do you go bold in turn 1, or do you play it safe? Do you hang back?
I think it's time to prove a point. We got 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. So we got Borg with Overline with a good start, Armdom with a poor start, but it's like a drag race into turn 1. Okay. Oh gosh, there's big damage at the back. Into turn 1, Armdom squeezes him a bit, but Borg keeps the lead, and it is a double yellow. Full safety car. Oof.
I don't know what even happened there, but it's worth saying Kookaburra already 6th.
What a start for the Red Bull. I knew it. I knew he'd have a good start. He knows where to stay and where to push. He's good at that. That's one of his traits. And his teammate is up in P4, so it could be a good finish.
Interesting though, even though that was that big crash, no one is out.
Everyone's sitting, but surely there's damage. I think I saw an Alfa Romeo without a wing, yep.
Yep, Scott doesn't have a wing. Jono as well, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, Jono doesn't have one as well.
And so we've got a Merc sandwich, but gladly Neptune does not have damage, from what I can see. The Williams of Conceptual looks fine to me too.
It'd be interesting to watch that back, because I'm not entirely sure what happened. I think that Neptune clipped the back of Jono, and because Jono was high up as well, Jono was around 6th. I think he was starting the row in front of Neptune, so I think it was a domino effect starting with those. So we'll see. I imagine that will get brought to the FIA, so we'll have to see if there's any repercussions with that.
And so into the pits comes McElhenney, Conceptual. I think he has damage. Jono and Scott Boy. All for repairs and a new set of fresh tires.
Conceptual, no damage, unless he's forgot to change the thing. I mean, his front wing looks okay. I don't know if it's just strategy. Off the hards immediately onto the medium, so interesting.
Surely the mediums won't last to the end.
No, if you started on the hards, you would have expected just to hang them out like the majority of the grid have done, but I don't know. Let's catch him within in the end. He might have pulled a masterclass. He might be banking on there being another safety car, because the hards aren't obviously off the restart. They take a while to get up to speed temperature wise, so he might be trying something. You don't know.
So let's just take a look at the position stage changes, and we've got Chesney up 1 position, and the top 2, they were scrapping into the first corner, but brilliant respect on the track, and they left enough space, so no collisions. Got Chesney up 1 position, K1 up 4 positions with a brilliant start. He could get a podium. Got Lugs in P5 who dropped 2 positions. Kookaburra with a monumental start, up 9 positions in P6. His mate Slippy is in P7, 3 positions up. We got Ido the Haas in P8, 4 positions up. Also Swazza made 2 positions up, and Logan made 3. Neptune with an awful start, 5 positions down. And the biggest loser out of this is Jono. 9 positions down.
It was a big opening lap for the championship, both drivers and constructors, because drivers couldn't have been much worse for Jono, really. He's effectively switched positions with Kookaburra when he needs to be the one gaining. And then in the constructors, it's interesting because K1, the lone Alpine driver, he's carrying the torch for them. He needs big points to keep the 3 teams behind at bay. But then the likes of Borg, I mean, Mercedes are starting to get into the fight for the constructors in these last few races, and if you can get the win here, then who knows what that could do for the constructors.
There'll be some really good points. And so the pack is all bunched up. And so if we take a look at the tires, we got the top 2 on hards. They both went for the same strategy. Chesney's on mediums, and K1 and Lux on both on hards too. Kookaburra and Zlippy, and McClenny and Conceptual and John and Scott Boy, who all pitted for a fresh set of tires, are on mediums, and the rest of the drivers are on hards.
I think these medium drivers will want to try and cut through the pack, so I think off the restart, I think Zlippy, Kookaburra and Chesney are worth looking at, just to see what they can do as... Oh, and safety car is in this lap, so yeah, see what they can do on the softer compounds.
Give me an Alonso prediction. When's Kookaburra in P1?
Does he get to P1? That's
Does
the
he
question.
get to P1, yeah.
I think it depends, can he or when can he clear the hard runners, because he needs to make the mediums count at this stage of the race.
Borg's off. And Dom gets a brilliant start. Oh, and he has to brake so it doesn't go into the back of him. Chesney gets a good run. Can he go for a move? Getting the slipstream. Dirty air. Oh, and it'll be a 3-way battle into turn 1.
Oh my god.
Oh. Oh, and the Borg keeps it. He goes deep. Oh, we got the Alpine. We got the Alpine going for it too. Further lead. Will Dom go down the inside?
Contact.
Down the inside goes Dom. Does he leave him? He leaves a bit of space. Tries to go for a switchback. Goes again down the inside. Leaves him just enough space. And that's what a move. Dom upped into P1.
I think the drivers just need to realise it's so early in the race. There's no point doing anything crazy at this stage. You've still got 32 laps of racing. So it's nice to see that they gave each other space and they can live to fight another day.
Borg might go for a move again. He's pressuring him into mistakes. Track limits are also going to be a factor, so it'll be interesting, penalties wise. Oh, and we got Chesney, who's being attacked by K1. And will there be team orders between Kookaburra and Lux?
Pace-wise, I think Kookaburra, he had a bit of a poor restart.
He's lacking pace now. Oh, and will he dive down the inside? No, he doesn't. Borg stays back.
Oh,
and K1's dropping. Okay, K1 dropped 1 position. Yeah, Lux is up a place. But they're both on the same tire.
Should be okay.
Yeah, both are on the same tire, so it's all pace.
It's interesting just getting an idea of the speed setups that the cars are running, because just by looking at the ERS, I think a lot of running, Luke's has drained all of his in the hope to get past K1, and Dom is a lot lower compared to Borg, so he's clearly trying to defend hard and break that toe.
K1's back ahead, with Kookaburra way closer now. Oh, goes off the track, and Zlippy is close behind. Is he going to go for a move?
Edo's had the moment. Edo's gone.
And he's down to P14, Edo. The Haas. And so, Dom is starting to form some sort of a gap. 6 tenths now. Can he keep the lead?
I think K1's slightly starting to become a bit... He's getting dropped by these front 3. So at the moment, It looks like these front 3 are pulling away from the rest. So again, Kookaburra, he's not gaining as much as we might have thought on his teammates. So we'll have to see what happens in this future pack, because behind K1 it seems that the gaps are quite close. So we'll see what happens there.
The Merc of Chesney is closing in on Borg too. It'll be interesting if he passes him, but it's clear that Chesney's on the fastest tire right now on track.
Yeah, I think, as we said, he's on the mediums, but I don't know what the longevity is like on the mediums. I think it's probably around 13 to 15 laps maybe. So he's got to make these next couple of laps count if he wants to end podium upwards, I think. There's a yellow flag as well.
And that's K1 and Lux. I think there was a collision between them.
Oh, there was, yeah. I don't know if that was a reset to track as well.
No.
Watch that back. Luke, he just can't seem to catch a break. I don't really know what happened there. Considering the spun, he might have gone for a move and the gap might have closed, so hopefully we can get a look back at that in the stewards room later.
And so can the DRS drag Slippy behind Kookaburra? Can he say? I think he can stay within it, yeah.
Oh, Borg takes the lead.
Oh, and the battle for the lead! Oh, he leaves him just enough space.
Who's going to have DRS on this next straight though? And it is Borg.
Borg has DRS. And watch for Chesney. Chesney goes down the inside, and he takes both. He takes both.
God.
Oh my days! What a move!
And he's on the mediums. It's exactly what he would have wanted.
That's a tire to be on right now. And does Borg stay ahead of I'm dumb. It's really tight into this section. He has to go off the track. But that's some clean racing. That's clean racing.
I think the ideal situation for Dom goes wide as well. K1 gets a 3 second.
Also swallows us off.
He is.
What a move by Chesney, the McLaren. But obviously he won't be getting the rest now, and it'll be interesting if he keeps the position from P1.
Front wing for us as well, so the Aston will be into the pits this lap. Trying to see if Luke's has got damage. Luke's does have damage, so I don't know if he just... he's missing his front right end plate. He's choosing to stay out, so at a track like Mexico, I don't know if that's wise. I would have pitted.
Safety cars are gonna come, so it wouldn't matter if you pitted.
Fight for the front might get tasty coming around here as game. Chesney's flashing, he's all out, but so is Dom.
Too far back for a move, but he's pressuring him into mistakes, so we'll see if he can make a decision in the next few laps.
Yeah. Obviously the mediums will go up quicker than the hards, so if you're Dom and Borg, I think you try and play the patient game and wait for the tyres to die off on the McLaren front.
We've got Lux and Scott Boy battling for P10 for the 1 point, and he tried to go for a move but couldn't make it stick and got a penalty in the process too, and he stays in P11.
It's interesting with collisions and the like. I think field is somewhat starting to get a bit spread out. It's still within the 1 second to DRS, so coming onto that big straight, there could still be some moves, but I think we're starting to kind of have a spread out field. Apart from we seem to have the front three, and then everyone else seems to be within a relatively small gap.
So the gap between Kookaburra and the top three was 3.6 seconds, and it's up to 4.7 now. What is wrong?
Still got a lot of ERS. I think this front three though, in a way they're all helping each other. I mean, Chesney seems to have the straight line speed, and in this stage of the race, I think the Aston and the Merc are just quite happy to get towed along and break that gap even more to Kookaburra and forward.
I think theirs is the biggest factor, and I think it's what was dragging Slippy with Kookaburra, but he's out of range now. And K1 goes down the inside. Oh, and he he hit him, but he gets a penalty for that. I think if he goes to the stewards, he won't get an extra penalty because he already got one.
Oh, McLaren has it like that.
Yep.
I'll see if I can drop him another invite to get him back in.
2 collisions in the space of 5 laps for K1. Really been an awful start for him. But I think he should just keep pushing and get there. Looks will not hit
Literally
3
another
second.
pen. 10 laps in, and there's a lot of penalties on the boards. I mean, I think we would have highlighted this race before it's even begun. There's a track that's quite strict on the track limit, so no real surprise at this stage that there are half the grid with penalties already.
Are the mediums dropping off because Chesney isn't pulling a gap? Dom's still within DRS range.
Obviously, starting the race on the heavy fuel loads. I don't know the exact, I didn't see the race strategy, but I don't think they've got much more length than this on their life. Borg is right behind Dom as well. Slight contact, he's hitting.
Oh. Would go for it, round outside. Oh no, he backs out. Smart move to avoid collision.
This is good for Chesney. Chesney's broken the second gap as well.
Yep. We've got Troy Lenners, who's, I don't know, do you know who Troy is in the chat? I think he needs an invite.
Troy is McLean, yeah.
Yep, alright, yep. Dom does not get DRS, interesting. So he's the target now. Can the Merc go down the inside? Or around the outside? I think he's going around the outside. Go down the inside. Does he go for it? Backs out. He's gonna get another DRS zone. No collision. Still too far back. And we've got Conceptual, who's made an overtake on K1 up to P8.
Yeah, he seems to be stuck in a bit of a ruck at the moment because he's got Scott-Boy behind him within DRS as well, so...
And the penalty for Dom, 3 seconds.
Oof.
Track limits.
Well.
The pressure is real on Dom for the win. And Borg is just, I think that's another warning. Car's sliding all over the place. I mean, you wouldn't expect the hards, yeah. You wouldn't expect them to drop off. What is going on?
I think he's just trying to keep up with Chesney. I think at this stage, is it K1?
Oh no.
I don't know if, don't know what happened there. Conceptual was obviously ahead of him. I don't know if he tried to go side by side through the S's.
Yeah.
Again, another collision for K1. It's not what Alpine would have wanted.
Alright, and I need you to check the chat for the invite process. And so, Borg is within 3/10. I think he's so far back. Yeah, he's so far back. Another yellow flag. It is the Merc, I think it's Napital. Who's about to get lapped soon. The cars are just sliding through Sector 2.
It's interesting, lap 12 now. So it's going to get to the point, this is probably close to the pit window for the mediums. Obviously, Dom and Borg, though, they're the outliers in the top 10, really, apart from K1 and Luke's down in 9th and 10th.
Yep. And so RS-wise, I think Borg's winning that, and he has the RS right now. So, again, too far back.
Just realised when Nepatal is close to being lapped, so
Yep.
not the best day for the
and there's been a collision, I think. So Zlippy is still within the rest of Kookaburra, which is giving him a good gap. to stay ahead of Jono, and I think that's strategic by Kookaburra too, because it's benefiting him. So I don't think he'd mind that.
No, I think, like we said as well, he's on the mediums. I think at this stage of the race, he needs to just see out this phase of the race, and I think he might, in a way, just be hoping for a safety car in the next couple of laps.
Yep. Surprisingly, no DNFs, and we're nearly halfway through. Oh, speaking of DNFs, dude got a full course yellow.
I don't know if that's on track.
It is. I think it is.
Ooh, I did see him moving. Oh, that will be a penalty coming back.
Uh-huh.
For return on track.
And no, green flags were racing.
As it's just a retirement on track. Oh,
yeah. Oh, and I think Borg is gonna finish the job now. Dom's flashing, he has to brake so it doesn't go into the back of him, but no, he stays back again. What is going on? I think that's gonna cost Borg the win. So Chesney is cruising nearly 3 seconds ahead of P2.
Helping him with these two battling, like, both on the same compounds. Oh, Dom again. Dom
nearly, I think 9
really
seconds.
Through sector 2.
Yeah, 9 seconds worth of pens. It's giving him a good gap, but it won't benefit him in the end of the race. Okay, so Jonas closing in nearly 1 second. He was around 2.2 behind. Now 1.3. Lap car in the way. Does he go for it? Around the outside. And he stays back.
Just tucked behind. He's got the next DRS obviously to come past now. Too far back. I think in Mexico you really want to get the move done down into turn 1. The straight just isn't close enough unless you get a great runoff out of turn 4.
I think there's also a battle for P11 between Logan and the Haas.
And McClenny is back in.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
To Scott Boy, so hopefully he can.
An easy overtake for the Haas up to P11. Right before the braking zone too. Nice one.
Nearly at the halfway stage, something worth bearing in mind. I think fuel may become a question in this race. I think Mexico would get flagged as a track with heavy collisions and stuff, so we may see a fuel problem towards the last couple of laps as well. Worth bearing in mind.
So Jono's within the DRS range, and Zippy's even closer to Kookaburra. I think it's a 3. Oh, all 3 of them box.
All on the mediums, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see Chesney as well. When does Chesney pick? Because it's the mediums have triggered the stops.
I think Jono comes up behind both of them, and yeah, he's. Oh, Slippy comes up behind. Slippy had a wing change and a penalty serving, I think.
And McClenny and Scott Boy are side by side, going down into turn 4.
Oh, and they leave just enough space. Clean, yep.
Oh, and he's gone deep, yeah. I think that move is done and dusted for McClenny.
The 2 championship protagonists, P8 and P9. Can we see a feisty battle maybe towards the end of the race?
Both on fresh tyres. I mean,
yep.
Kookaburra has been struggling a little bit with the pack in front, so it'd be interesting to see what you can do on the hards.
Okay, and will Borg go for it? No, he does not again. 2 tons, but still. Again, yeah, I don't think he's gonna get He's gonna get him here too. Edu's next target is Slippy in P10.
It's interesting, this battle on the hards, this has literally gone on the whole race so far. 17 laps and they're both nose to tail. Dom with another penalty. I think that's gonna kill him in the end. He's got 12 seconds.
It'll drop him tremendously.
He might not even be on the podium. He's got the pace, but with 12 seconds, I mean, the likes of McLaren, no penalties at all. Luke's as well. Luke's at 12 seconds. He might even lose the position now to Borg. Borg right on the back.
I'm sure Borg, yeah, he's frustrated right now.
Much more ERS as well to burn, so you'd expect him to get past here.
That should be an easy move.
Yeah, here we go.
Before the braking zone.
Exactly at the halfway. Oh, he's dived.
Oh no. Oh no, okay. Yeah, he keeps it. Oh. Yeah, he keeps it, yeah. I guess there's two. McLaren pits.
Yeah. I'm intrigued to see when the hards come in, because we're obviously at the halfway point. The mediums are coming in.
Yeah, McLaren box for a set of words.
That's that Johno as well. Jono's in the wall.
Oh no.
Oh, and he's reversed into the wall.
No.
Just as he was coming up to Kookaburra as well.
I think he has damage here. He doesn't have front wing. Oh no, and another 5 seconds.
Dom is out. Dom and
John are both retired.
I'm trying to see, where did Dom go? Was Dom retired on track?
Yes. I think he retired. Yeah, he didn't even crash. I think he was just driving and then retired. His race was over anyway. And so Chesney, our race leader, boxes. Borg takes the lead.
I don't know why Dom would retire. I mean, regardless of the pens, there's a good gap behind, and he showed he had the pace to at least in the front 5 or so. So
I think a P3 or a P4 would have been doable, but yeah. Got K1 podium places. I don't think he's pitted. Has he pitted? Can check. K1 has not pitted. No, he's still on his old set of tires.
Yeah, Luke's K1 and Borg all still on the 18 lap hard, so you'd expect another couple of laps and they will be in.
And so let's take a look at the... Oh no. Speaking of K1...
Oh, same corner, same
corner. Oh no. Man, there's...
Borg speeding in the pit lane, so he is in safety car. The safety car's come out.
Yep, and it's an 8-second time penalty for Borg so far. Doesn't serve any of them.
May have in a way. Oh, Luke speeding in the pit lane.
Yeah, drive through
the safety
penalty.
car not even in the pit lane. Oh. K1, in a way, has created his own luck because his crash has brought the safety car out and then given him a cheap pit stop.
Yeah.
So.
And so Kookaburra is in a net P2 right now.
As well, yeah, Luke's will have to serve that drive-through, so he will go to the back. It'd be interesting to see where K1 comes at, because he'll obviously have the longer pit stop.
It does come out of looks, but really unfortunate. So 15 seconds of time penalties for Logan, the Alfa Romeo. Wow. 8 seconds for Borg, 3 seconds for Scott Boy, K1 and Slippy and Neptune. And 1 drive-through penalty for Lux, the Red Bull.
16 laps then for these people now putting on the mediums. So that's literally at the limit to the people that did that first stint on the medium. So by the end, those mediums will be screaming. So that's obviously without another safety car. So we'll have to see what happens with that.
Another time penalty for Neptune, up to 9 now.
I do feel bad for Luke. He has not had much luck this weekend, and now with the penalties and this drive-through,
it's pretty much
points still might be on the cards. I mean, there's only 11 drivers still in.
If we get another safety car.
Oh, yeah.
I think McLaren is out again.
Yeah,
Disconnected, yeah. So drivers are weaving, trying to heat up the tires, keep them nice and warm. I think the restart should be in the next 2 to 3 laps.
I think we'd just be waiting for the likes of Ido, Logan to catch up.
Yep, and Neptune.
No one, yeah, because Neptune, even though I did say at one point in the race that there was a risk of him being lapped, I think he will get the chance to rejoin the back of the pack because he didn't get overtaken by Chesney when he was in the lead. So it's going to be very interesting to watch the front of this race. Obviously, Borg now takes the lead and he is on the faster tyres, but Chesney's shown he has got the straight line speed, and I don't know about the tyre life for these mediums come the end of the race compared to the hards.
So just another look after the pit stops again. So we got Borg on fresh mediums, Chesney, Kookaburra and McLenny on considerably fresh mediums, 5, 3 and 2 laps each. And we've got Slippy and Logan on used hards, considerably used hards, and the rest of them are on mediums, fresh mediums. So it'll be interesting to see their pace and where they finish in the race. And another time penalty for Neptune, up to 12 seconds now.
Whilst underneath the safety car, which you don't want to see that, but I think we're going to do one more. Yeah, one more while we wait for these last two to catch up.
Yeah, they're going to catch up, they're going to catch up and make it.
Yeah, so it should be the last one. Should be in this lap. That's 12 more laps of racing.
Yep.
Which at that point, I don't know, the mediums might have been saved by these extra couple of laps into the safety car. Only 12 proper laps of racing.
True.
It might be fine.
And K1 carrying the Alpine flag right now. This race. Maybe they lose. Will they lose their lead this race, or is it tight?
I think the lead is around 30 points. So I think it'll come down a lot. I think it depends on Luke's. I think as Red Bull, they're fighting two-handed compared to Alpine swinging just with K1 this week. I think Alpine will keep the lead, but it will be significantly reduced. All depends how it finishes, because K1 obviously with a couple of pens. I don't know what will happen with the stewards after as well. K1 only with 3 seconds, so...
Yep, not significant. And the driver's standings, we've got a 12-point lead for Kookaburra in front of our retired driver, Johno. After his unfortunate crash. And it is indeed in this lap. So 13 laps of action. And see when Borg full throttles. He says I'm perfectly and catch them lapping the two behind him. They're gonna pressure him hard.
He needs to be careful on the hards though.
Oh, and Skullboy is having. Yeah, he was.
He tried to get the jump, but yeah, he just slightly mistimed it. But
can Chesney go around the outside? Oh. And I think he leaves enough space, yeah. Stays behind.
K1 goes up to 6 seconds on pens now, which
Oh.
doesn't benefit him with the cars around him, who are also on 3 seconds, so he is now at a deficit for those two.
And Chesney goes down the inside. Ball goes deep. Maybe for a switchback again. Oh, too far back. Glenny leaves the session. And spectating all of that is Kookaburra down in P3. Can he catch them both lacking and maybe make the positions, take the lead?
Oh,
3 seconds, yeah. Also keep in mind 8 seconds with staff penalties for the Merc.
Justin Logan has gone round at the back as well. No damage, but he's now 10 seconds adrift of Edo and 10, so I think he'd be hoping for another safety car to bring him back in for the last 12 laps.
And Lux has pitted for his first having his drive through.
It's Lippy as well, but he is a ghost, unfortunately. So hopefully we can get him back in. I don't know if he's done 50%, so we may see him disqualified from the race, unfortunately.
Yep. Go side and form up, but K1 is close to Kookaburra. Can he prove a point and overtake the championship leader? It'll be a close one. Into the braking zone, he stays back.
Fastest man through sector 1 as well, K1. On the fresh tyres, he's liking these new mediums.
Through the twisty section, sector 2. Needs to be careful over here.
Yeah, we've
remember what happened.
Once, yeah. We've already seen him come once.
Oh, and a beautiful run. Does he go around the outside? Not too far back. It's too tight over there.
Oh, he's going for the move.
What a... Does he make it stick? Oh, no, okay.
Slightly cut.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And Kookaburra's nearly been taken out.
Space of 3 corners he's lost.
Was it Scott Boy's fault?
I'd like to see that back.
Yeah, same.
For me, it looked a bit unnecessary from Scott Boy, but we'll see.
But we got K1 might get his podium if he can. I think. Wait, so if we calculate this correctly, he's on the podium right now.
It's going to come down to penalties. I think Chesney's sitting good at the moment for his first win.
Yeah, for his first win.
Stays at the close, but Nepotau behind. He's got the 12 seconds, so I don't see him being in the picture. I think it's going to be the likes of Scott Boy, Edo, and K1 for this third place.
Another penalty.
See, this is not going to do him good for Scott Boy sitting. Oh, Boy's out.
Scott Boy's out.
Oh, he could have had a podium.
No, yeah. And that's another full course shot, and it's a safety car.
Oh boy, I'm sorry for jinxing you, mate.
If everyone has a new set of mediums, I think they should pit.
Yeah, especially the Haas. If I was Kookaburra, I'd pit. There's a gap down to Luke's. Good for Luke's as well. I did say he needed another safety car to bring him back.
And he got what he needed, but 15 seconds of time penalties isn't gonna serve him, you know.
Very true.
He stays out. Kookaburra stays out.
I would have taken the gamble. I think unless he doesn't have a fresh set, because he had the gap to his teammate.
We haven't gotten a single driver that pitted. Interesting. I'm gonna say that.
No one takes the gamble. I think at the moment, the people at the front specifically, I think top 7.
Yeah.
I think they've probably chosen track position. I think if I was
playing it safe.
I think if I was one of the Red Bulls, I think I would have taken the fresh set. Because they've got the gap behind at least. Because Lippy is ghosted, so and McClenny, so they're the 2 closest cars to them are ghosts. So
they wouldn't have lost much.
Exactly, yeah.
And drivers trying to get the ERS back, using that technique, revving up the RPMs.
Drifting around in neutral or high. bit of a shootout last 9-lap shootout then for the win.
Yep.
Chesney's sitting comfortable. I don't know if I was him, I'd play it safe. No pens. I don't know what his warning situation's like in terms of track limits, but Borg at the moment, with the penalties just aren't on his side. In that 8 seconds, he needs to go at this restart. Even K1 behind 9 seconds. Ido's sitting nice in 5th at the moment with no pens as well. So I think this is going to come down to penalties. I don't see anyone gapping people at the restart, so this could be very interesting.
Kookaburra has pitted. Interesting. I mean, he waited a bit too long, but I mean, he's still pitted. Softs.
Yeah.
No.
10 laps on the softs. I don't know.
What type of Ferrari strategy is this?
Hey, we'll see. No. Logan's still a fair bit behind, so you'd expect at least one more lap behind the safety car. So that's 8 laps on the softs.
This side's going to be fried towards the end.
I think he's relying on a very aggressive first couple of laps because getting into the last 3 laps, his tyres are not going to be in a good situation.
He's literally got nothing to lose. His championship contender is out, and he was already in P6. He's got nothing to lose, and in front of him is a couple of AIs. It'll be interesting to see what he does. Yeah.
Obviously, Chesney as well, the closest. Both Ferrari drivers who are closest to Kookaburra as well aren't here tonight. So I think regardless of what happens today, if Kookaburra stays in the race, he's making strides ahead in the championship.
And so since Logan didn't catch up, I doubt it's in this lap.
I imagine it'd be one more. So we'll probably going on to 29. Yeah. I'm just looking at the standings. So closest at the moment that's still in the race is Ido in 6th.
Yep.
So Ido, I'm trying to, the gap between the top 5 in the standings down to 5th is quite big. So this could be good for Ido if he gets a podium. It'd be nice to see someone new on the podium as well. He's had a good solid race.
Yeah, no penalties for the Haas and McLaren, but he's in AI. I'm not sure if he's going to get points. It'd be interesting to see that.
Yeah, we'll have to do a deep dive after for the 2 current Ghost cars, but
see if they've completed 50% or not. Will Chesney attack or stay behind?
He's on the hards. He's the only one in the top 6 that are on the hards.
Oh, I might get dropped too, you're right. Wait, let me just look at the tires situation again.
I just realized Logan behind. He's gone into the softs very early. He's already done 3 laps on these softs, sorry.
I think, all medium and hard runners are chilling towards the end of the race, but battle-wise, I don't know if these tires are going to serve them, the hard runners.
McLenny, obviously AI. So McLenny and Zippy, they're almost discredited. They'd be out of the way. So it's the Red Bull is currently 6th and 7th then, with Logan coming up to 8th. I'm intrigued to see what Kookaburra does on this restart, because you'd expect if he's on the softs that he'd be aggressive to try and cut through the grid as quickly as he can.
Yep.
I imagine it's safety car in this lap. We're all bunched back up, so Burt Mylander will be coming back in.
That Aston Martin looks good. That racing green. Interesting.
It's the only Aston Martin still on track.
Yeah.
It's a shame, but
the only Aston Martin to lead. Yep.
Yeah.
Into the pits he goes, and Borg is. I think that's the 3rd time he's doing it. He's leading a safety car restart.
It'd be interesting to see what he does in the restart, because the last 2 times he has been a bit dangerous, backing off and then going again, which you're not allowed to do. So it'd be interesting to see what he does this time.
And he's off.
Yep, straight away he's gone. Bad restart for him.
Yeah, off.
He's already got him. And K1's right behind him. This about a full way for the lead. Oh, we've gone 4 wide instead.
Oh.
K1 thought better of it. K1 backed
off. Yeah, backed off. And the 2 Mercs battling it out.
Oof. There's contact at the front.
Yeah.
K1
Chesney keeps it, yeah.
Oh, Ethan down the inside though. He's going around the outside of the 2 of these guys.
And so, I got K1 on the inside. Does he go for a move?
Contact. Oh,
Oh, and K1's off.
Oh, and he's round.
They were being too aggressive. Really unfortunate race for him.
I think it's a story of his race, unfortunately. I think he's been around several times, so... And he's still in the points, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
That could have been a podium. I mean, the penalties weren't on his side as well with 9 seconds, but... It's interesting. Oh, Ido!
Oh, and there's a crash!
Oh.
Ido, the Red Bull and the Haas are out. And it's another full course yellow. Safety car again.
How is Luke's out on my screen? I'm looking at it. It looks like his tyres are intact, and this is back right has gone. That's a shame, man.
No,
for Ido, that was a podium. That was a podium for Ido. He was sitting in 4th with 0 pens.
I think that's what we said about Scottboy too. It was a podium for Scottboy.
Yeah, it was the content curse.
Yeah.
8 left in the race.
Chesney doesn't pit? Chesney stays out.
No, I think at this point you want you want track position.
No, but I think they're gonna drop him.
I think he's got the straight line speed. I mean, both restarts he's had Borg. I think off the restart he's gone.
Yeah, let's be honest. Borg's restarts are awful, man.
Yeah,
no offense if you're listening.
I think. Oh, he's made contact around the safety car, but yeah, I think Chesney's clearly running. He's clearly running the lower wings, and around Mexico on this off these safety car restarts has been very successful for him. So we'll see what happens off this restart.
So, again, the penalties 8 and 12, 3, 3. I think K1 can look at the P5 or P4, maybe.
It's interesting looking because obviously there's two Ghoster drivers on the grid still. So at the moment we currently only have 6 live drivers in the race. So it's good points regardless. People like Nepetow, Logan, he's scoring big points. If Logan, if he survives, that's a great result for Alfa Romeo.
Okay, so McLaren said he's finally got his connection back, but he's on hards with soft runners behind him.
I didn't even see when he came back in. That is interesting.
Safety car should be in this lap, so we'll get like 4 to 5 laps of action to the line. ERS-wise, everyone's looking good.
Yeah, only did 1 lap of racing, obviously, before we had to come back in, so...
Yeah, so no batteries. Yeah, no batteries were drained.
Nepetow is going to be an interesting one, obviously.
Yeah.
Does he guard for his teammate? He's got 4 extra seconds compared to Borg. Does he act as a rear gunner and simply defend from Kookaburra?
If he's a team player,
yeah. Because I think Borg would hope that Nepetow sacrifices his own race for his teammate, but I'd be inclined to say that is not what happened. So
I think Kookaburra should be careful. I don't know about Nepetow's battling skills.
Yeah. I think if I was him, I'd assess the penalty situation and think these Mercs are both going to drop behind him if he stays close. It's whether he can catch Chesney and gap him by 3 seconds. He's on the quicker tyres, but again, like we said before, the life of the softs. I mean, it's been saved by the safety cars, but I think they're dropping it. Yeah.
Surely they're nearly 30%, but again, I don't think Kookaburra should risk it. I think he should be happy with a P2, considering where he was at the end of qualifying.
Exactly.
And I think he'll have a word or two with Scottboy K1.
I would, yeah, exactly. It would have been very interesting to see if that collision didn't happen because he was getting right up. When does Chesney go here?
Oh, I think Borg had to brake. Oh, and a good run for Nepetow's. Well, interesting.
No team orders. He's been allowed to go, but I'm expecting a dive into turn 1. Both modes.
I wouldn't be surprised. And he does go for it. Further lead of the race. Gets left enough space. Oh. Interesting.
Oh, and Kookaburra's round.
Oh no, what happened? It's a
He's lost on
Ferrari.
the throttle, I think. I think he lost on the throttle and collected McLennan in the way.
Oh no. Really unfortunate.
The free hit hasn't worked, but at the end of the day, he could still be getting 8th, 7th, or 6th, depending on how much these two ghost cars in front have raced.
Oh no, man! What a finish! I would never expected that.
No.
Nepitel, who was about to get lapped, is leading. What?
You would have seen this coming.
I'm sorry. This division is crazy. Yeah. But obviously, got to remember 9 seconds of time penalties. So
I think Chesney just needs to play this calm. He needs to realise the cars ahead have significant penalties. 12, 8, and 9th for Nepital, Borg, and K1 respectively. So all he has to do is just stay on this train, and he's got the win. 3 laps left.
Easily,
Yeah. He's got Logan coming from behind though, but he has 15 as well. So.
But does K1 attack? He's close. He's not far, and he has considerably fresh softs. Maybe goes a bit deep.
Doesn't look like there's team orders at Mercedes though, does there?
Yep.
I think they're fighting for track position regardless of this 4-second deficit that Nepital has.
Oh, and Chesney's battling with Logan. Oh, nearly took him out. Nearly took him out.
Okay. Oh my god. If I was him, I'd just let him go. Because I just avoid any potential.
Yeah, it's 15 seconds of time penalties.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Logan, if you're listening, it's not worth it. Oh, he's nearly lost the back end. Logan, no.
Yep, he's off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zippy's up into P5. Yeah.
Still good points, regardless for Logan. It's a shame that he spun, but.
Oh, and we got the Mercs battling it out. Come on, guys, you're on the same team.
This is good for K1 though, because the penalties are very similar. So if he can potentially, if there's a collision in front, he's there to mop up the pieces. He only needs one second up on Borg, so.
I think it would be nice to cross the line in P1, even though you're not going to win. Oh, he's going to go for it. K1's a bit too far back, but he has a clear line on the outside, I think. Not anymore. He stays back.
This gives Hamilton Rosberg vibes. This does not feel safe.
Nepitel, I think, lets him by. He's going to defend. K1 does not have any DRS, man.
He thought about the move, didn't he? He did a little bit central, but...
Oh, okay. I don't think that was part of the plan. Neptul's moving around a lot. That's why K1 had to back off.
Nepital, I think he was known for swerving a bit in Spa as well. Last 3 laps, I think, is just about keeping it tidy now.
This is activated, yeah.
Even K1 as well, because as it stands, he will overtake Nepital on track. So, and Logan's gone again.
So Borg is benefiting Nepital by giving him DRS to keep him ahead of K1. But I think he's close. He's real close. Obviously, both are drained on DRS. Does he go for it down the inside?
Nepital's got good straight line speed.
Yeah.
Don't think it's worth it going. Oh.
Touching distance, literally.
Great into the race. Because these 3 in a way are fighting for the positions, because especially Borg and K1, only 1 second is going to separate them penalty wise, so it's whether K1 takes that gamble and goes for an overtake or not.
So I'm going to change it to the gap to the leader. Yep. He needs to be less than 1 second. He's 6 tenths away to get P2 if I'm not mistaken, correct? Oh, he's dropping back.
And all while this is happening, Chesney's casually sat behind, easily knowing as it stays he's got the win.
As we approach the final lap of the race. Okay,
one thing as well. What's the gap from the front down to Kookaburra?
Wait, the Kookaburra 5.1 seconds.
Kookaburra might be on for a P2.
Oh, really?
He's 3.3 behind Chesney, but he's only got the 3 seconds of penalties. So
interesting. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, even with the spin, he's caught up to these guys squabbling at the front. So the Mercs in a way have not done themselves any favours.
Yeah. Okay, I think he's gonna go for it now. I think should have chosen the inside line.
Yeah.
Which he kind of does. Yeah, he does.
Fabulous. Oh, I love his switchback.
Switchback. Does he make it stick? Oh, okay.
Slight contact, but I don't think that's going to matter much in the final race classification.
Yeah. And Chesney's bought his tickets. Oh, okay.
Oh, and Nepta's in the wall.
Oh no.
I think with pens, that wouldn't. At least he's not out, because that would have been devastating for the final result for Mercedes.
Yep.
They still got a great team result coming in.
And as we approach the final corner, it is the McLaren of Chesney who wins the Mexican Grand Prix. What a drive. First win here in House of Racing. Oh, okay. What was that? And Kookaburra does get his P2. What a drive. What a drive. P15 P2. Definitely the driver of the day.
I think even the people that finished, it was all about actually finishing the race, even with Logan. He's bringing it home. Scoring big points for the team. And it did. It came down to penalties again, like we thought it might do.
Strong P4 finish for K1 too, after 21 collisions.
20.
Yeah.
And there were 7 spins. Yeah. I think it's going to be very interesting looking at the constructor spin now, because that's a very strong finish for Mercedes in the end. Whether there are reports that are sent to the FI regarding those drivers, we'll have to see, but at the moment, a very strong double finish for them. So they've capitalised on the other teams around them, bummed them.
Brilliant drive. P1 for Chesney. I know you're in the chat, mate. Congrats. Okay, and
he's deserved it. He's been at the front of the whole race. He's managed the gaps. He knew that he didn't have to make any bold decisions, and he played it safe, and it's gotten the win.
Through the final results, we got Chesney, who won the race, and Kookaburra, who's extended his lead by 18 points. Okay, and moving on to P3, we got Borg, and P4, strong finish for K1. Zippy's AI, we need to discuss that. His P5 finish. Nepited in P6 after nearly being left, strong finish from him. McLennan in P7, Logan in P8, and I think the rest was out. Yep, the rest is DNF'd. I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys next round, next week. Peace.